Let's see, what is the hardest part? Just before I begin the numbers, what is really the hardest part about life? I have a friend, I have a friend, I have a friend, I have a friend. Oh, it's a girl, it's a boy, it's a girl, it's a boy. I like this girl and this girl and this girl and this girl. He's a friend, he's a friend, he's a friend, he's a friend. Who really is your friend? Who really is going to be that girl that you're going to marry? And then you see another girl that's cuter than the other girl, and she's just as nice as this girl, but you saw this girl first, and all of a sudden everybody's getting married and divorced. And you're meeting people and hating people and liking people. And the reason I'm talking about this is there's multiple reasons I'm talking about this, and I saw it in a movie last night. I hate you and I like you, and I hate you and I like you. I just like to keep to the part is I like everybody, and you don't want to make anybody mad. That's it. Now let's get on to the numbers. I was looking over a piece, and they were talking about the the birth of Abraham and the Exodus and the promised land of Israel, and King Solomon builds a temple, and the end of the Mishnaic era, and the Maimonides Rambam Mishnai Torah, and then they come up with Baal Shem Tov and etc. and etc. Now, I don't remember where I saw this, but for some reason it seems that this is along the Jewish line, but it's not, because the minute Abraham shows up, um, he gets married to a Jewish woman, but his first child, if I can remember, is Ishmael. Is it not one of these two? So he gives birth to a Palestinian son and a Jewish son, and God comes to him and says to him, and by this time the question comes to me is, who wrote the story? Is what my question is. Who wrote the story? And then I come up with some numerological relationships. The leaving of Exodus is 2448. The coming of Abraham is 1948. 48 is the numeric value for Sun and Pluto. Now, what does this all do for you? Where is this going to help you? See, the thing is what my project, and again, I come in here and I keep saying the same thing, that the project I'm on is, I was always looking for what is life and is death forever and ever. And how come I can't be friends with everybody without somebody sort of getting a little upset? And if you don't show up somewhere, anyways, to get around all this is my basic thing is death scares the living crap out of me, because well, what am I doing all this for if I ain't gonna enjoy? And people telling you, oh, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that, and this is illegal and that's illegal. Well, if I drive 10 miles over the speed limit, that's illegal, but I'm not getting stopped. If you smoke pot, that's illegal, and sometimes they'll stop you. And if you mix chemicals together, that's illegal. Yet when you smoke a cigarette, it mixes thousands of chemicals, but that's legal. So anyways, I just want to bring on these numbers and what happens to these numbers. This, okay, 19, okay, is G, but it's also AI, artificial intelligence. 48, which stands for Pluto, at the same time, 8 and 4 is 12. Okay, 8 plus 4 equals 12. And 4 times 8 equals 32. The total is 44 area space, or 20. 4 times 20 is area space. 4 times 20, in French, they explain it as 80. It's the communication and separation of the seventh gate. And that seventh gate happens to be inside the moon, and the numeric value is 5 and 7, splitting 4, 6, and 8. 8640 is the minutes in a day. 8640 is the seconds in a day, 86,400, and it's 1,440 minutes. Times 1.5 equals to 2160 diameter of the moon. So somehow they had to show these numbers through matrix. Okay, the matrix system, a numeric system that goes through our mind, whether that we're connected to AI or however we were born, there's a system here. Now, what is the Holy Spirit? Were we supposed to, were we given, are we certain spirits that were given to souls pertaining to a body, and we come into this body, okay? We come into this body, and God is a system. It's the gates of Omega divide is the way I look at it. It's numeric value 26, and the reverse of that is 62 queen. And there's other numeric values to 26 that are somewhere in my book. I'm not sure where they are, 26, but there's just so many numbers. Um, Even the numbers that divide the earth, um, which are over here, these numeric values that divide the earth. Here is the cycle of AI. Here is what will create the cube, and the spirit of 76 is in Zion, Israel, and then it reverts to each side, and it's split by this one over here. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6 will equal to that 55, and it'll create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm talking too much. What are these numbers? This number, okay, 17 and 20, the number here of in between the numbers. Do you follow me over here? I have to show you another number. I'm all over the place again. I despise doing this, but I have to. It's over here. These numbers come out from the roulette table. This is how I can do it, because the roulette table tells me about these numbers. Okay, it tells me where 37 is. It tells me where 55 is. It tells me about 37. Okay, it tells me about all these numbers. It tells me where 89 is in between on the Fibonacci scale, and 89 is also a representation at the beginning of the gematria in the piano for saying Abba, meaning strike or father. When Jesus was born and they used certain words, remember, born under the sign of the sign of balance is also saying lab, okay, balance, throw the ball, balance. It's also to balance something. It's also the seal, because the seal balances the ball. And Jesus is actually on the cross, and he also shows you this picture here. And again, it's back to the balance. And the new year, okay, that the Hebrews celebrate is September, October, and October 4th, coming from September 21st, again, is balance. And it shifts in Hebrew, and there's so many numbers, but I'm not going to get into that right now. What I want to get into right now, I just have to turn back the pages again, just one more time, back to Abraham, okay, back to Abraham, and this will be 24 and 12. I like to multiply things times 3. Times 3 will equal to power. And the reason for that is because 369 is what everybody refers to as the power source. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. 6 plus 6 equals to 12, equals to 1 plus 2, 3 in the star system. Multiplication and addition, if you put them together, we end up with the star, right? Either we're going to do this, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do this. We can't do them all. So you're always going to end up with 2 empty spots, right? 4 and 4, 4 and 4. Here we used up all 8. Here's 2 of 6, 2 of 6, 2 of 6, 2 of 6. So it's 2. We can't use them all, so it'll be 2 and 2, right? It's either this 2 or this 2 with this 2 and this 2, right? These two come together to create the holy signs. That's what it is. And the dice cube shows us that, right? And the dice cube shows us that. You see the whole center is clear over here, right? We have this one and this one because the center one shines through. See that one? We put it, comes out right here, right in the center over here. No other dice cube does that. And if you do that, this will be the only dice mirrored as 7. So we'll have 2, the corners, and the corners are covered. So all dice, and all you'll have is 57, and that's related to the moon. Right? So we're going to do this over here, and I like to multiply everything by 3. And if we're looking at the clock, I explained that yesterday, the highest actual number is 23. 24 is a complete, and it's on to the next day. So the actual number, if we were on to the next day, it would be 48. The actual number to this, okay, will be 129 because, excuse me, will be 129 because 89, right, is over the 60-minute hour, unless we're looking at the clock differently. See, I look at the clock as a 96-minute clock, and where we lose 6 minutes to the movement, right? 6 minutes or 6 seconds, whichever way you want. And apparently, streaming, okay, when the basic streaming, and I follow what I've seen and what I've learned, is that the basic stream before we overlapped everything. Remember, if we overlap everything, we're going to be seeing a gray or a black or something very dark, right? And what I've learned is that 7 is that stream. Streaming on the radio, streaming on the TV, usually it's a second, some sort of a second delay, 7/100ths of a second, 7 seconds. So when we're going to go to this one over here, if I really want to multiply it, I'm going to end up with 1948 or 1912 times 3 equals 5736. Okay, and if we look at 5736, we are in the year equals to the year 1976. That was the Montreal Olympics, the spirit of 76. Why? Because 5760, right, is the year 2000. I'm going on the Hebrew calendar. We can also use it as 1 and 3, right? We can also revert this to 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10 equals 1. 8 and 4 is 12. 1 and 2 equals 3. 1 and 3. Alternate current, and it will create 19. The 2 and 4 will be the split of the 7th gate, or 2 and 4 is 6 and 3. Here will be 6 and 8, split of the 7th gate, finding of the promised land. Here we're going to find, okay, we're going to have 2 and 8. King Solomon builds a temple, and it's now going to be electric company, birth of electric company. 29 is the birth, 28 is the cycle. 28 and 29 equals 57, the moon, and in roulette, 28 and 29, okay, which equals to 57, are black, and it will create this over here, and I like to call it the roof, that design. The center of roulette is 16 through 21. When you add them, it's 111, but when you come out on top of the roof over here, you've done 110 floors, and then you've gone onto the roof, the 111th floor. You didn't go into the basement, right? Below the ground. When we come up to this number over here, it's 33, the end of the Mishneh era and the coming of the Christ, starting over here. We have to see what happened over here, because 3 and 9 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, equals to the sky and the sun. Because the letters that come out of here is C-I-E-L, which means sky in French, or female, or she-male. An 8x4 area space. And 9 and 4 is Uranus. And 9 and 4 is half. 47 and 47 is at 94. I flip things around. And not only this, 49 is 7 times 7, the coming of the Christ. And this is also 3 and 9 and 4 and 8. I flip things around and find out all the possibilities that I can get. 9 times 3, 27, coming of the red sun. 8 by 4, 32, the freezing point, separation in time, end of the Mishneh era. Again, 48, 48, 48, 48, 48, 48, 48 shows up everywhere except for over here. 5,500. I'm not sure if I did that. Yes, I did that piece myself. It ends over here, Baal Shem Tov, but everything has a 48. 58, 48, 58, 48. This is the 9, this is the 8, the birth and the heaven, 89, 89. Electric company. So separation, something to do with the moon. This is the way I look at that. One more piece I just wanted to add in. Does anybody see this? Right? The separation between here's 6 and here's 9. There's an H and an I in here. See the I, see the H? See the way the H encompasses the two parts? The H and the I, the H and the I, the H and the I encompasses, here's my 00, separation. Now, is this the moon? I don't know. Another thing I wanted to look at is when you go 1 through 13, okay, it equals to a total of 91, 1 plus 2 plus 3. I'm not going to do the multiplication. I can do the multiplication. At the same time, 1 through 9 equals to a total of 45 when you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I talk quick because, and I shouldn't. A lot of people usually drop the video after 6 minutes. When you add this and then you go to 10, 10 equals to 1, 11 equals to 2, 12 equals to 3. So we do A, B, C all over, but the A is inside the I. To the minus, to the plus, when the two worlds encompass each other. C and C, command and coming of the Christ. Here's our football. Here's the I design. At the same time, I like to say all zeros equal 6 because we come the birth inside the I over here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 plus 2 plus 3, and the reality is 3 is this wall over here, or it's the encompass of 1, 2, 3. There's many ways to look at this. I rather just say because the 0 equals 6, meaning both sides, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1 in the center. The same way this dice cube comes apart and tells me this, right? 1 equals to 6. 1 equals to 6. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 in the star system. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 will equal 76. So 1 plus 2 plus 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, plus 6 equals to 51, and that's the numeric value for Mars. Earth, 52, single count numeric value, 5 plus 1 plus 18 plus 20 plus 8, the position in the alphabet. The reverse position of Earth is 8. Okay, is 5 equals to 22 or V. This equals to 26 or Z. R equals to 9I. T equals to 7G. And H equals to H is 19, right? 19. The 19th letter is an H, right? And that'll equal to S. Zvigs. Zvigs. I don't really know. Siegfried and Freud. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. 19 and 7 is 26, and 9 is 35. And let me do this. Let me see if I can get this. 19 and 7 is 26, equaling to dog. So T and H, time heaven. Total value, dog when it's reversed. G and S, gate spirit. I don't know what it is. 22 and 26, 48 equals to the sun. SON, the numeric value for sun, SON or Pluto. So EA, which E and A is the 15th letter, which stands for Mars. At the same time, the reverse is 48 equals for Pluto and Sun. Pluto is actually 84, but I reverse these things. If you don't have Pluto, you have the Sun, right? The reverse. So we have 48 plus 9 is 57. Now we have moon. So the ear is the moon listens. So we have 48, 22, 48, 57, and 7 is 64, 74, 83, and 83 is CNH and the church. And in the game of Baccarat, they specify that when an 8 comes and you have a 3, everything stops. So we did this whole thing out. Now when we see 1, 2, 3, here's 1, 2, 3. Everything is the value of what the center is in this value over here, and we see it in the deck of cards where we have 3 in a row, or if we have 3 in a row, I'm not sure which one to use. These 3, these 3, these 3, or these 3. So now we have that big question, what do I use, right? Do you see the R over here? See the R, right? You see the R? Do you see that R? Let me see if we can see the R. There's an R right over here. At the same time, the Mayans, right? The Mayans, they do this design, right? You ever see that design? It looks like 1 and 2, which can also represent, okay, 8 and 9, as well as 15 and 16. So you have AB, HI, PO. 6 and 7, 8 and 9, 1 and 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2. It's like a straight. And at the same time, we have 22 and 23. And that's where the 24th is center C in the piano, and we have VW for life. Now, I'm not sure what this is going to do, but where do I get this? Off the piano. And the piano, I like to say, is in the GEMATRIA range, where you add up 1 through 7. And actually, then it goes down 7 through 1. That's the way the gematria. There's a total of 13 numbers. And Monopoly, the game, is a total of 13. And the reason for that in Monopoly is a total of 13, because the corner is like this and a property is like this. So if you design the whole game out and you count these squares, you're going to end up with 13 squares across. 2, there's 10, right? There's 9 properties and the 2 corners. So you have 9 properties, 9, 10, 11, and then the other side, 12, 13. Raphael, 7286, in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.